My name is Driune Santana over here at DJIceBergCom. It is an honor and a privilege to be speaking with you on today. Lyric Michelle, correct?
Yes.
Love it, love it. Love it. So let's jump in. This is our Before the Fame series that we have here. We're happy to have you. So let's just jump in. Get to know who you are. Like, you are of a Nigerian descent, which I can hear the accent there. It's not, and you're from Houston, Texas, correct?
Yeah.
So how was your upbringing? Being and living in a Nigerian family and then mixing in with this South Houston culture. Right. Like, what was your upbringing like?
It was. Well, thanks for having me. Hey, what's up? And growing up was interesting. So I was born in Chicago, and both my parents are of Nigerian descent, but they met here, and they met in Houston. Had my brother moved to Chicago for a little bit, didn't work. It was hard times. We moved back, and so even with my accent, that means people say I sound. Just depend on what angle you hear me, where the frequency hits you, But I grew up just entrenched in music, because with my brothers and just being from the South, I grew up with DJ Screw tapes all over our house, and listening to actually Bone Thugs and Harmony's first thing that I really understood from my brothers, and then I fell in love with it. Then I found Pac, and I just grew up with a lot of hip hop in my background and around me, because I also grew up in a very strict home, so I couldn't leave. We couldn't watch TV from Monday through Friday until after school, which was, all my friends thought was weird as fuck. But I had music to help me, imagine and to be the soundtrack for my life. So, growing up was interesting. There's just a lot, I was, I was made fun of a lot, for being dark skinned and whatnot. But then I became the class clown, and people started to, fuck with me for my talents, so I could kind of trick them into being my friends. And then through the music, found and finding, started looking for myself. Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, I lived in a strict home too. Like, it was just, you get on TV, after school is done, then you can go watch, go play, but you get that homework done.
Right.
And once you get that done, then you can go do whatever you want until it's time for bed.
Right. But and the thing is, it was crazy because even Monday, no matter what, Monday through Thursday, or Friday before, even if you're done with schoolwork, then read a book. There's books. I grew up in a house full of books, which I only started to appreciate later in life, because I love to read, but I didn't know that I hated it when I grew up, because they made me read what are you reading this week? I'm like, damn. Right. So yeah, that's interesting, right? Maybe it developed our imagination.
I mean, yeah, but I believe it possibly could help your poetry though, well, since you pretty much started in poetry before you moved on to making music and stuff. So,
right.
When did you write your first poem?
I can't even completely remember. I've been writing since I can remember. I remember in 4th grade, I wrote my first book. I illustrated, and I wanted to get this book published. I remember, but we barely had the internet and not even know we didn't know how to do that. My parents work all the time. But that's when I knew, like, you know, words can really, you know, can take me to a whole nother reality. So I started, you know what I do remember in like 8th grade, I wish I remember her name. It was my English teacher. She made us all write for like our year shit, all write in a different styles of poems, and turned in this book at the end of the year. And then that changed everything. I was exposed to all the different styles, and it has kept going from there.
I love that. I love that. So your name, your parents gave you the name Michelle, and then you came up with Lyric. So how did you come up with Lyric, you know, to combine the two names together to be Lyric Michelle?
Yeah. Well, you know, Lyric is Michelle's saving grace. I mean, I don't want to say Lyric's all the things that Michelle wants to be, but Lyric protects Michelle. So Michelle, I feel, is the part of me, or the person in me that, you know, from Houston, Texas, Southwest, and just stays inside all day and reads books, and you know, is afraid that you might not like her, and just wants to have friends. And then I had to perform for the first time. After I performed for some open mic when I was doing poetry, just because there was something to do right around after high school. But the poem was so personal. I wrote it for one of my boyfriend at the time. And I just couldn't imagine, like, the person who's writing this shouldn't have to be the person that performs it. So those lyrics started to be born because, you know, Michelle's a sensitive area, and I don't feel like you have to expose every part of yourself to be genuine and truthful in the performance. And sometimes there are part of myself that I don't expose because, you know, the fear of Michelle, that I feel like Lyric can embody in a more graceful, you know, big way with no fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's sexual, whether it's rage, whether it's resolution. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, she just came.
It's like your alter ego, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that, but I have an alter ego. She's as present with me as Michelle. There's, because I think sometimes when I say that, and I haven't figured out how to explain it completely, because it's not something I'm trying to make up as I go along. It's something that lives inside me that I'm trying to verbalize in the best way I can. But so it's not as if Michelle or Lyric is any more me. Yeah. Now when we talk about these other voices, I could tell you about all them other people another time. Yeah, we got some authors. But yeah, she's just the ego, and Michelle's the id. There you go.
Okay, I like that. I love that. So, you know, you're going into this industry, you know, and you know, you may have faced some obstacles right now, like in your early stages in your career. So what would you say was like your most challenging thing you had to deal with before you kind of jumped into started recording music?
Before I started recording music, you know, being a Black woman in America, still dealing with that shit. Yeah, it's all music. It saved my life. So everything was falling apart. Everything. So my biggest hurdle, just I think everything's everything. So I don't want to attach more to one time in my life. I just know that there's a general feeling of worthlessness that I had to overcome, and a feeling and an acknowledgement of where my place is in this world and what I need to do with that. You know, for example, like even going on some bullshit, like trying to go to, I don't know, the police for help or some shit, and being harassed, or just, it's just there's not one story. It's just the life, and I just felt as though I needed to find a voice in this world and connect to people who understood in the same way Lauren did for me, in the same way India Arie did for me, in the same way Maya Angelou did for me, Nina Simone. It's the entirety of it, all of it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, you know, as a Black woman, we deal with a lot of things on a day-to-day basis that we cannot put themselves in our shoes to have a better understanding. They can only watch from the outside. They'll never be able to understand what we deal with every day, waking up,
right,
making sure that we're safe, making sure that we can walk outside and be harassed by anybody, or just wanting to go to the store or something and not have to be held down. So I definitely understand exactly where you're coming from. So you speak of like, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's like, it's like even that thing is, I don't know. I had a recent conversation with someone that's getting me emotional, but even the idea that sometimes our passion for something, when it's seen as anger and dismissed, but but it was true excitement. Even that, it can make you feel like, damn, is my excitement not even, joyous enough for you? So I put in the music. Yeah, this is what it looks like when I'm happy, nigga. It's the fuck, like, you know what I mean? I don't care, abrasive or whatever. That's on you. You're putting that on me because you've never seen me smile like this. You're uncomfortable with it. I get it, but this is joy.
Right.
Yeah. So anywho.
I love your energy. I swear I do. I love it.
Thank you. I feel like, thank you.
So it's obvious that, like, the industry has been like oversaturated. You have managed to be like this, deliver on a multi art in music. So how did you find your sound?
I think what I need to do was first find my voice, and the sound is your voice. I feel like with whatever record comes, you just do what the song calls for. But as long as you're true to your voice and who you are and what you're speaking for, then you can make a disco record, a hip hop record, a pop record. If you're true to your voice, then it comes out. I mean, I noticed that from, like I said, listening to, again, Nina Simone to fucking Pimp C and Hawk and Big Mo, and just how you could bend melodies and use old samples and new samples, and from funk and all. It's just, I live and believe in genre, honestly. Your sound is your voice. And so whatever instruments in the room that needs to, you know what I mean? Give me a drum or a tambourine, nigga, we're going to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you play any instruments?
Kinda. I love instruments. So I can play enough to, get the idea out, like the guitar. I got a couple keyboards. While you're here, I just bought a violin. Now, I don't know why I bought a violin, but I've always wanted a violin. And it was at the pawn shop. It was about 40-something. I said, hey, I'm getting a violin, goddammit. So I know how to do scales so far. And we're going to see how it turns out. That's it. Yeah.
boy right here in my closet, and I haven't played, but I know what I'm doing a little bit now. You know
what I'm saying? Because I feel like I used to not want to because I'm like, I have to master this. But like, we got so much stuff we've already mastered. Some shit could just be for fun. I played when you feel like it, play the guitar. If you're gonna play a video game, play the game, you're gonna play something else. And just being around melody is a gift.
I love that. So when you're recording, like, what is your creative process like? Like when you're stepping into the studio, you're trying to lay down a track or you're finding some type of melody. Like, what is your process?
Right. It varies sometimes, but I guess for the most part, if I'm gonna produce something, I'll just play with the sounds. But if I'm going with a different producer, then I'll just, or we're working together, I'll just it's just about complete presence. So when a frequency might make me think of a lyric or an emotion that will make me think of a lyric, it's like a domino effect. And the dominoes are all set up. When I walk in the studio, the dominoes are set up. So I don't know what's going to be the thing that hits the first domino. It could be that a beat he plays. I'm like, that's it. Got it. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It could be a talk we have. He's playing beats, it's cool, but he's like, yeah, man, I just went to the store. That reminds me of this. Boom. So it's just presence and like just trying to be in tune with, if it's just me in the room, being in tune with everything inside of who I am in that moment, not what I'm trying to do or what I think I want to do in the future. What is my emotion then? And that's all I can capture. Or if it's people in the room, then what are we on? Right. Or why are you in the room if it's not us? You know what I mean? Right. Just chilling. Like, you open up. Nigga, tell me about your day. Goddamn.
Go here and probably talk about it.
You know what I mean? Get out of here.
I love it. So let's go down memory lane. Like 2017, you dropped your EP, Misdirection. So, and it's number one in Houston, as far as like album titles from the Houston Chronicles and stuff like that. And then you got lyrics here. So let's talk about this process of the EP and, you being recognized for the work that you did with this EP and, being this like talented lyricist in your hometown.
That shit was wild. Also, because like, honestly, the most I remember about that whole time, my father recently passed, and we could talk about that later or another time. But again, as an immigrant, this you're gonna rap? What the fuck does that even mean? Like, it was not, you know what I mean? It was not even like a concept. But my dad used to read the paper every day, and he read the paper once, and I was on the cover. So that's what I take from that day, from that whole time. It was the first time that I really, things felt like this could really be real, like my life, Like maybe people care or will care about this music. Maybe I'll help some people. Maybe this is real. Yeah. It was just amazing. And the city supported. I mean, that's like, you grow up wanting your city to like just recognize you, especially before the world does. Or right. Sometimes they don't feel the same. But now, shit, we good. I got on my back. H-Town, what's up? You know what I mean? H-Town on my back.
I love that.
Places.
A lot of artists, they don't really get the love from their city first. It's always the strangers or people that follow you on social media, people who listen to your music, or you go out and perform somewhere, it's always a stranger. And then later on, your city comes behind when they see some type of success or improvement in a way they can bring it to their own state. So what advice would you give to someone who could be actually dealing with something like that right now?
Man, and I know we all are. Like, first of all, shout out to all my Houston artists. I fucking feel you. Even now, I mean, even after that, I still felt that. I was number one, all that. Still felt it because why? I still had to have a job, nigga. Like, I still, still had a day job. Like, I wasn't just, but what I've come to realize, if I really think about all of the people that paved the way, I mean, we're talking about from DJ Screw to, again, Bun to, Trey, Truth, to all these people. It wasn't just talent that made them legends, it took me a while to understand that. It was what they did with their talent and how they shined their light on the city once it was shined on them. So talent's only half the way. You want your city behind you, you gotta be behind your city. So I'd say, I understand, baby. Don't give up on me, and we won't give up on you. That's what I'd say. It's coming.
I love that. I feel like a lot of artists definitely need to hear that. So as moving forward into your journey, is you just dropping Misdirection. 2 years later, you backdoor with I Am Lyric. So let's talk about the growth from Misdirection to I Am Lyric.
Which project? I Am Lyric? A song?
Yeah, it's like it was a project on your Spotify.
I feel like that was, I don't remember.
It's on
because I remember thinking about putting something out, but I don't think I ever put it out. Well, hopefully it's a good development. Nah, is it a song called I Am Lyric or a project? It's like, look,
it's a project. It's a project that's on there.
I want to say that we're talking about me. Oh. I Am Lyric. So I Am Lyric, it's just a mixture of some updated Misdirection tracks. I was like, what, nigga? I didn't. Oh, it's Misdirection tracks. And me and OG Ron C, DJ OG Ron C from Chop Stats, legend, chopped 10 of my favorite records. I think only 1 or 2 were kind of new that might come out later, for the full version. But yeah, he slowed down and chopped it, and that was, again, it's just all this bucket list shit that I wanted for my city. It's like you grow up hearing this music and being touched by it and wanting to be a part, and like then slowly you start to see things are possible. So it was dope. I'm really happy that we got to finish that. Shout out to OG.
I love this. See, I be snooping around on y'all stuff, and y'all.
I appreciate you. I was like, what?
I be snooping.
But I got a problem with that. Like, because once I'm done with the project, I'm like the next. Because I'm trying to be like, on hustle mindset, like what we got to do. But smelling the roses and stuff, it'd be nice too.
Yeah, you're right. So now you're with TDE's affiliated group, A Room Full of Mirrors. So how did that come about?
Well, I was been doing my thing, and they had to have me. You know what I'm saying? No. you know what's funny? Punch actually liked a picture of mine on Instagram. I was like, what? Who's this? I said, if you like another picture, nigga, I'm sending you my mixtape. And he did. So I DM'd him and he was really nice. And I was, did the whole spiel. I was like, can I buy you a coffee? And he just like invited me to the studio, and he started to invite, other people were there too. So I don't know how, because he's kind of like our, in the X-Men, he's like, our Xavier. Like, so I don't know how ahead of time he was thinking. Right. But from my perspective, I got there and there was some other niggas there. I was like, hey, what's up? So we just started like, we would play each other's music, and then he was working on his project, which is amazing. And I've always, the one thing that I don't even say on the search for, but have been setting my attention, my intention for attention, my intention in the last, especially since 2017, was making room for a mentor, manager, as someone who could help me, but who has seen some of what I'm trying to get to. You know what I mean? But who also understands the purpose and mission behind it. Like, it's not just about raps or music or money or none of that. You know what I mean? It's really about the mission. And yeah, he was just so kind and gracious, and just with advice and with everybody. And we were just, we were just chilling, and then he finished his project, and I got on a couple songs, and we started getting on each other's songs, and he was just like, y'all wanna record some shit? You wanna make a record? And yeah, because daylight started coming around, Nick, Ichiban, everyone slowly early rising, Jazz, everybody. And it just kind of happened like, what they say, organically.
Naturally, organically. It just meant to happen.
All that. You know what I mean?
I love that. So now that you're, TDE is like really, really, like, they got so many amazing dope artists who have under Punch and everything of that nature. So you're looking at yourself now versus to where you were as a kid, where, people made fun of you, and, like from the color of your skin to just you in general, and you look at yourself now, that growth, like, what would you say now to your younger self?
Eesh. I'll just say be nicer to yourself. It's really not your fault. That's it.
I definitely agree on that. It's tough, being that kid, people talk like something that you can't control. My I always say it's just jealousy, and you have something that they don't have or wish they did have.
Right.
I ain't trying to cry. Don't make me cry because I'm a Cancer. And look, I'm look.
Girl, I don't know why I'm in my emotions, because it's not even like, so I have amazing friends too, because once I stopped, so my nickname in high school was like, it was Roach. It was crazy. It was, but like the Cosby shit. Yes. But once I became the class clown, and I started to make jokes and entertain, I know a lot of them even eventually didn't even know how it affected me. And then we've had conversations, some people you have to let go, but some people we've had conversations and we've gotten over it, because you have to realize, like, from other people's perspective, they didn't even know how much their words hurt. So I think right now it seems, I'm not crying because for, my past self, it's sometimes unbelievable that I dreamt something and I'm here. So I'm grateful. And that's why sometimes looking back, it's just like, it's been long and the sun's shining, and I have a nice little view now. And, I have a little place, so it's, Yeah, girl, I've been smoking. What's up? So that's it. So how you doing? Look, what's up? Leave me alone. What's you doing?
I'm good. You good? I'm good. We good.
Yes.
We good. So let's jump back. You know, you dropped your project, Still Tipping. It's like, you know, H-Town legend, Mike Jones, like 05 hit single that everybody knows. Like, come on, tipping off. You know, that whole song itself was like legendary back in 05. And for you to come out with a freestyle and, you know, pay homage to Houston and create this amazing vision to it. So let's talk about it. Like, what made you want to come out with it?
Well, I mean, like you said, paying homage, like coming back out without putting out a project in a little while, like before we even really get to like what I'm doing right now or what I've been, let me just let y'all like, let's reintroduce, like, let me set the foundation of who I am, you know, what's going on, what to expect. Like, even honestly, when you talk about Mike Jones, like I remember the first time I performed at South by Southwest, this was like 2012, 2013 or some shit. I opened up for him and it was cool. My homie, Pusha Mania, shout out to Matt Zala, always holding it down. He helped me get the show. And because of that show, I was published in Rolling Stone for the first time. They wrote a little article about me that came to the show. So it's like, it's just meant to be. This is all like Texas. Like even though, like I told you, I don't believe in genre and it's all bending and it's all coming together from like, you know, rock and punk, country, rap, you know, but there's definitely a foundation. So let's get a couple things straight before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, you know. That was what I was on. And not conforming, of course.
I love that. So Still Tipping, you know, it's like, it's 05, you know, it's classic. Then you bring it back with your freestyle, paying homage to Houston. Would it be possible we could ever have Mike Jones on it? You know, so I think it would be nice to have that, you know, to give us a little new 16 on the
right. That would be crazy, right? Man, him suck motherfucking Slim. I'm down.
We're gonna speak into existence. We're gonna make it happen, or you know, maybe somewhere drop a new project and whatnot, and maybe he'll be on their feet. You know, Slim.
Slim. You know who I really want? I'm gonna be honest. You know what? I'm just gonna say that I don't even want to. I haven't even said this out loud because I'm like, what if it don't happen? But whatever. You know, Trey the fucking, he's the motherfucking truth. You know, he's always been kind, but he's the motherfucking truth. How can you, you know, shit, him is zero. But that's, you know, that's just a little dream of mine. When it's cool. Maybe one day.
You speak into existence, it happens. We manifest. We manifest all of our dreams, and trust me, want to see that. We're gonna definitely see it. It could happen overnight. It could happen tomorrow. Who knows? We definitely can see that. So, what would you say is like your ultimate goal
in life? In everything I do, is to live as true to my highest self and my most, you know, to live in my purpose, to use all my talents to help lift the frequency of our people and then the world. Yes. I go into more detail, but that's the bottom line. If you're talking about it, what's up? Change the motherfucking world. That's what.
Okay. All right. Word to Biggie.
On some Biggie shit, on some Pac shit, on some Nina shit, on some James Baldwin shit.
Oh,
all
definitely.
of it.
On everybody.
On everybody. On everybody. You know what I mean?
I love it. So what can, your fans expect in an album or another single?
I do got another freestyle coming out for y'all very soon. We're going to keep it on the same way. I'm going to keep feeding y'all because, man, the response, I didn't expect it from the last joint. Like, the most recent, it's just like, we take a little break and then pandemic. I know we all been inside. There's been loss. There's been isolation. And, people have been putting on for me, like supporting. So it's got me energized to continue feeding. We have a lot coming up. Woo! So I dropped my first movie I was ever in. Actually, I acted in Final Stop. I played Detective Northor. I'm a detective, and I don't trust these niggas. You know what I mean? It premiered on Amazon Prime. So we got a lot of stuff in store coming up with a room full of mirrors, man. On my directing tip, more music, of course, more raps, all of that.
Okay, so you in your acting bag too.
You
all around. You all.
Where she at? Right there.
Exactly. She on the big screen. She's somewhere on the stage. She in the studio.
Out here. What? Niggas been inside.
You definitely out here doing your thing. So do you see that being an actor or actress could be somewhere in your future? Would you like to continue doing that?
For sure. But again, it feels, especially when I'm performing, when I'm acting, it feels the same. As when I'm painting or making music, when just creating art, it's the presence of it all. It's to be in that emotion and expressing. So, yeah, as long if it's art, I'll probably be around it.
Okay, yeah. I'm definitely gonna see on that. I'm ready to go to theaters and see Larry. Sorry, Larry. Let me go ahead and get my ticket so I can go see her.
Thank you. Go ahead, stop it.
Love it so much. But Lyric, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak to me over here at DJIceBergCom. It's been a great conversation. We cried, we laughed.
We did.
Smoke. We
here you go my bag.
We did all that. You know what I'm saying? I thank you so much once again for joining me. Enjoy the rest. It's Tuesday. It's like a new week.
Yeah, we're about to go to the office. I'm gonna finish some edits off of this other thing we're working on. Ooh, what? She working. And this is great. Thank you so much for giving me your energy and just for asking me some dope stuff. Yeah, I never thought about it.
Of course. Thank you so much again, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, bye, baby. You too. Thank you.